Happiness Here and Everywhere by Jaswant Singh. Before I start reading from the book, let me sing a couple of lines. ये न सोचो इसमें अपनी हार है कि जीत है, ये न सोचो इसमें अपनी हार है कि जीत है, उसको अपना लो जो भी जीवन की रीत है, ये जिद छोड़ो यूं ना तोड़ो, हर पल एक दर्पण है, ये जीवन है, इस जीवन का यही है, यही है, यही है रंग रूप, थोड़े गम हैं, बहुत सी खुशियां, थोड़े गम हैं, बहुत सी खुशियां, यही है, यही है, यही है छाँव धूप, ये जीवन है. Okay, those who understand Hindi, they know the meaning. Roughly, it means that, this is the way of life. There are some unhappy moments. There are lots of happy moments. Just accept them as they come. And, this is the whole meaning of life. Yeah. So let's go to the chapter, Go with the Flow. And I'll begin with some inspiring thoughts. And there are so many inspiring thoughts which I loved in this chapter, but so I'll read a few more than I usually do. So the first one is by an unknown author. You may not be able to change the winds, but you can always adjust your sails. So for those who know boating or sailing, you can adjust your sails. The winds are not in your control. The next is from Zen teaching. If you understand, things are just as they are. If you do not understand, things are just as they are. So, it's up to you. Understand. And then this one is really powerful from an unknown author. People plan, God laughs. And next one is from Dr. Wayne Dyer. You can't grow if you already know the answers before the questions have been asked. So this is also very deep. Yeah. When you have surprises in your life or some outcomes are not according to what you have foreseen, that's the best moment you will grow because you learn from them, you try to do something about them. You can either grow from those situations or you can go into depression. And then, so that's the whole point of going with the flow. To seek the impossible is madness, but the foolish will always try. This hard-hitting one is from Marcus Aurelius. The next one is from Dennis Waitley. Doing the same thing, expecting different results is insanity. Okay. So if you look around, you will see that most people are always striving to achieve against all odds, trying to control the outcome of their efforts. And if, in spite of their striving, they find themselves still lacking what they want, they feel unhappy, often to the point of depression. This happens because they are trying to do the impossible. No matter how sharp you are, no matter how strong your bank balance is, you just cannot control the outcome of any event because life has endless possibilities. You can only do your best to achieve whatever you want. That's all. You just give it your best shot and then wait peacefully, with calmness, with serenity. When you go through the life fighting and opposing, you get disoriented from the real objective of your life, to live in peace, harmony, and freedom. So, freedom from the thoughts of the outcome. You don't want to get tangled in those endless possibilities. You need to constantly encourage yourself to go with the flow instead of resisting what life has to offer. This does not mean you don't keep trying to make all your dreams come true. It simply means that when things come up that aren't exactly as per your plan, you work around them and then move on. You accept the truth of the moment and then take your next step after surrendering to what you have just experienced. Accepting what is does not imply an endorsement. It merely refers to the state of mind that allows you to be peaceful and know the difference between the things you can change and the things that will simply be just the way they are. So, and then he goes on to explain why do people want to control life, and basically it's their upbringing and keeping away, being very conscious, doing things which are very safe. So and basically not getting the experience of exploring in your life. That's how we are conditioned when we are protected by our family. They always tell us to do things which are which they feel are safe. But if you have been experiencing or exploring or being very bold, if there are three ways to your office and you always take the shortest one. But if you try, if you have some time and you go through a longer route, you might experience something different. So that's how change is nature's way of maximizing your potential for greatness. This is a beautiful line that I liked. So, change is nature's way of maximizing your potential for greatness. You cannot reach greatness, you cannot touch greatness if you don't accept change, if you do not, you know, cope with the change and try to work around it, try to, you know, overcome it. As long as you remain afraid of the unknown or fearful of new ideas or experiences, you will be living a very shallow life. However, you can really expand your human experience once you decide to venture into territory where you don't have any guarantees. And that's what going with the flow is all about. And then he says how to go with the flow. So life has, is like an ocean with waves, and some waves are going up. That is when you're doing good. Some waves are going down. So you just, no matter how big a genius you are, there will always be life influencing factors over which you will have no control. You will be amazed how much easier life gets when you stop resisting and controlling it and instead learn to ride the waves, flowing towards the fulfillment of your destiny. And then, very important, surrender is not defeat. So, surrender does not mean resignation. So, surrendering to the outcome. You don't become passive and just do nothing. You never need to accept any undesirable situation in life. You just need to narrow down your attention to the present moment and then do your best in that now and let the outcome take care of itself, even if it turns out to be different than what you wanted it to be. Okay, so whenever things go wrong, the most important thing is to be very calm and look at the present moment here. Don't think about what is going to happen, what are going people going to say, whatever. Yeah, just think on the come back to the present, come back to your breath, come back to the present, and find out the best alternate solution at that moment. That is what it is. Yeah, going with the flow. Surrender means to allow the universal power to take over after doing your best Knowing that the goal of the universe is your greatest good. So the goal of the universe, whatever is happening for the best. This is so true. I have seen it so many times in my life, when things were not going according to what I was hoping for. Later on, maybe 1 or 2 months or 1 or 2 years later, I realized that what happened was the best. So the goal of the universe is your greatest good, and this you don't know. Next very important thing is trust life. Trusting does not mean you do not work for what you want. It means you do not struggle or worry. So we want to be happy, right? We don't want to struggle. We don't want to worry about the outcomes. Stop trying to control existence by trying to control everything in your life. And instead, just trust existence and feel the difference for yourself. It is strange that in spite of so many religious preachings, we somehow can never let go and trust life. Our attitude is, it's not that I don't believe in life, it's just that I don't trust its judgment. If we let go, life might do it the wrong way at the wrong time, leading to wrong results. That is what our basic fear is. So we constantly strive to stay in control of the people or events in our life to ensure we can go the right way, our way. The truth, however, is that we are not capable of seeing beyond our limited vision and into the grand possibilities that life has to offer. So from today, start enjoying the mysteries of life instead of feeling threatened by them. Have the faith that wherever life takes you, you will be okay and will be able to handle whatever comes your way. Remember, when you fight life, life always wins. And then there is a couple of poems here, but I will read the smallest one. We are almost nearing our time. And this is a very powerful poem. This is by Reinhold Neuber, so a German name, and it's titled Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. So, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can. So, also give me the courage to change the things I can and the wisdom to know the difference. So, that's so beautifully written. And the action plan, the author says, is there are two actions. First is remind yourself that surrender requires trust. So each day for the next 30 days, obediently practice surrender. Consciously focus your mind on not wanting or asking for anything and not being in fear of losing anything. Instead, focus your mind on joy. See joy in see joy in everything and everyone and see what a beautiful experience every moment becomes. Okay. And the second action plan is when you don't get what you want, even after you have done your best, instead of getting angry and upset, use this approach. Turn over to the mode of trust in life by saying, take over now. I trust there is a good reason for my not getting whatever I wanted, and I trust this outcome was for my highest good. I trust I will soon know exactly what I need to know and what I need to do about this situation. Then start paying attention to the messages you are given through your intuition, which is your wisdom within. Amazing. And then there's a small joke or, you know, stupid one. How did you happen to become a chiropodist? The chiropodist is a foot specialist. How did you happen to become a chiropodist? Oh, I was always at the foot of my class at school, so I just naturally drifted into this profession. So this guy really went with the flow. Yeah, he became a chiropodist because he was always at the foot of his class. Yes. So with that, uh, that's all I had to say this morning, and I'm now open to some sharings from your side. Thank you, Sandeep ji, for your message. Yes, any sharings on the music, on the meditation? Yes, Ram sir, good morning.
Good morning, Nagendra ji. Very
Good,
beautiful session.
good you joined with your music. Otherwise, I was wondering, I will have to sing for 45 minutes.
Yes, it was a beautiful way to start the day here. And as you said, I was on the side of being enjoying the music. It was wonderful. However, I was of not ending the session and continuing the music. It was so beautiful. And this wisdom from this book, how beautifully it is presented. Mm. Our life, either we want or we don't want, it goes with the flow. The more we resist, the more unhappiness or rather conflicts that we look into the world. Yet when we just sit and observe all the things that had happened in our life in the past, we realize that everything that had happened got only good, got only better things. And that is how we can understand that even the present and the future would happen the same. Then the trust builds in order to go with the flow. Means not resisting, rather not questioning, rather not staying back with the past experiences. So it is one of the most beautiful things to happen as we experience being in the flow, going with the flow, experiencing the flow. So, and particularly, we need to remind these, like in your song, that life has some unhappy moments. That is when we need to understand that it is with the flow. And then the unhappiness, the undrops of only happiness is visible also in the unhappy moments. So thanks a lot for this wonderful wisdom.
Thank you, Ramji. Yeah, absolutely right. You know, when we have unhappy moments, that is the time to be really in control of ourselves, not in control of the outcome, but in control of ourselves. Because in those moments, those can be our weak moments where we can make a lot of mistakes and we can make the situation worse, you know. So just accept it and then come back to the present moment, look at the alternates you have, look at, you know, what was the shortcoming, and then, you know, start preparing. The very next moment you start preparing, you know. So that's you have to be very careful at those moments. And you know, we are human beings, we forget time to time. You know, depends on how bad the moment is, we try to drift into something. You know, we always, you know, have this feeling that you know, people don't know how bad this situation is. It might, for me, it's very easy to say all these things, you know, when really people have some really very terrible uh, experience, and you know, but at the end of the day, the solutions are all basic. It's, you know, just take control of your situation and accept it, uh, thinking that everything happens for the good, and then you know, find your way around it. Anyone else? Thank you, Manjuji. Thank you, Anindita ji, for your messages. Any more sharings? I would love to hear some more sharings, huh? Some more experiences. Thanks, by the way, for this joining today, you know, in the group meditation. So if no more sharings, we can close the call. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Namaste. Be happy. Thank you. Bye bye.